everybody. Greetings from Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Cindy and I are here this week doing a youth camp for another missionary. I'm just excited about the opportunity to be in a place where we can play in the green grass. We've got a couple of hours break here between our speaking sessions and just getting caught up on some things. So we felt like we needed to give you a little better update to go with our prayer letter this month. And it has just been an unbelievable couple of months with all that's been going on. First of all, People's Baptist Church from Greenville, North Carolina was with us, and we just had an amazing week with them, and such precious and sweet people, such kindred spirit. And we're so thankful for the efforts they helped us with in one of our new church plants and evangelizing an area and doing work around the Grace Oasis camp. And that was such a special time. But then immediately following that, just a few days after they left, we had to take our colleague, Miss Summer Scroggs, to South Africa. Summer had some complications that came from previous surgeries, and the short of it is it almost took her life. The doctor said that if we had been a week later getting her treatment, she probably would have died. So we're thankful she's doing fine now. She's recovering well. God led us to exactly the right doctor to get her help, and we're just so thankful for the grace of God in Summer's life and really for just the way God led us through that whole time. But we were going a little over a week and a half actually with that and dealing with that and traveling back and forth, and that's just a little bit of the reason why we haven't communicated as well as we should have. It's been a little busy in Botswana, Africa lately. But also wanted to share with you that we just finished our Christmas program, and maybe Cindy will add a couple of the little highlights from that. Our very first Christmas program, everything went great except we forgot baby Jesus. So
did you have to tell him that?
Mom, baby Jesus got forgotten in the toy box at home. Okay, but we had a lot of fun with that, and so everybody was so blessed, and we're so thankful that we got to have our first ever Christmas program in Botswana, Africa. We just finished Baptism Sunday. This last Sunday had 14 were baptized into membership, had 4 or 5 others that joined by statement of faith, and just so thankful for the sweet spirit of joy we saw in our people. And that was a special baptism because we got to have it at the church, and you can read about that in the prayer letter, but it's the first time we had our baptism actually at the church. A lot been going on lately, Bible distribution in a new village, and we had a couple of ladies from Michigan with us, Miss Sarah Glover and Miss Jessica Cook, and they came and assisted with Bible distribution, and we did about 600 to 700 homes on that particular trip. And then we also gave Bibles to a school that ministers to special needs children and children with learning disabilities. Gave 29 beautiful Bibles to the graduates of their school for this year, and then another 180 Bibles that went to the other students. And also been doing construction on our cabins at the Grace Oasis, and there'll be a picture of that in the prayer letter, and also some highlights in the video. Can't say enough about how much we appreciate Valley Forge Baptist Church, who came and brought a work team, 3 professional contractors, and a whole group of people. And they worked with Chris and Molly and ourselves and just helped construct our first cabin. And folks, I want to tell you, they literally worked from sun up till sundown every day without complaint. We've just been blessed this year with so many servant-hearted people. And I'm just so thankful for how God uses his people to get things done. And want to give a special shout out to the Greenville Christian Academy. They did a fundraising walk for us and raised several $1,000s to help with some of these projects. So much to be thankful for in this season of Thanksgiving. Appreciate Chris and Molly Hines, and just what a blessing they are to our team to have somebody to oversee the construction. And while we're here this week speaking and preaching here at a Christian camp, Brother Chris is there working on insulation and wiring and trying to get those cabins to where we can use them to have our own camps this coming year, which we're quite excited about. Every week we got Pastors Training College going on, discipleship groups going on, new converts being discipled, soul winning efforts every week. And we just had another special event, our second graduation for the Grace Learning Center, our Christian school ministry. And Miss Pamela and the teachers just did an amazing job. The kids were incredible. I mean, we just sat there in awe and praising God for the good work that those ladies have done. A little bittersweet as Miss Pamela is retired after 20 years of service in Africa, going back to the States to seek a new chapter in her life. And I would ask you to pray with us as we're entertaining different avenues now of leadership for our school and the continuation and even the expansion of that ministry, and very excited about what the Lord's doing there. Pray for Mom Cindy. She'll be stepping in as the interim for our school head. That's a big challenge. She's very competent, very capable. We just gonna be honest with you. We're getting a little older than we used to be, and it's a little harder to keep pace with some of the things, but God's good. He gives us strength. He gives us grace every day. And as you can tell, we're enjoying the journey and love serving Jesus, and just thankful that you make that possible for us here in Africa. I want to close and just really say how much we appreciate a lot of the extra giving. You know, we've received a lot. We've been blessed with the purchase of the Grace Oasis and the funds that have been given to help develop that property, and the church planning initiative and our Faith Bible Institute. And every time we've had a need, our churches have responded. And Paul said, I have all and abound. And we can honestly say that God's been so good to us and He's met every need. And we still have needs. We'd like to pay off our van still this year. We've gone from $35,000 down to $15,000 owed. So about $20,000 worth of progress on that in the last several months. $3,000 was given for our school. Our school's gonna struggle a little bit financially, and we've got some things we're trying to balance out there without making the fees so exorbitant that the parents can't afford it. But a lot of our parents send their kids to school, and it's a great sacrifice. And I would just ask you to pray if God would touch your heart to help with that need. There's plenty of information about that out there. We put out a special letter. But we're thankful for that $3,000 gift and some other gifts that are being considered, and feel like that little bit's going to make a big difference as we transition this next year to greater days in our school ministry. We had over $30,000 that was given thus far to help build our cabins, and again, just thankful for the good work that's going to be done there. Let me just say it this way. We just pray because that's what God told us to do. We pray knowing God knows our needs even before we ask. We pray knowing that God's people have it in their heart to give and support the work of the Lord and the preaching of the gospel around the world. And we pray believing that God meets the need, but He uses His people to do that. And I want to say thank you. Cindy and I are humbled. We never take for granted the fact that to whom much is given, much will be required. And our heart's desire is we don't want to fall short of the grace of God that's been given to us and the generosity of God's people that's been invested in this ministry. So in this season of Thanksgiving, we say thank you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving the Lord. Thank you for loving our people. Many of you have come and visited our people and visited the work here, and we've made sweet connections and relationships, and we look forward to so much more of that in 2025. But I want to say thank you most of all for making it possible for souls to be saved. People you may never meet, you may never know until we get to heaven. But when we get to heaven, you're going to be able to walk up to them and say, I'm one of those who gave. And they're going to thank you for giving to the Lord. And their soul is going to be saved, and they're going to spend eternity in heaven because of that. So folks, we love you. God bless you. From Port Elizabeth, South Africa, we'll wrap up here on Friday, head back to Botswana, and it's about 100 degrees plus there. It's about 70-something degrees here today. We kind of like it here. Talk to you later.
I'm cold.
God bless you. Bye for now.